You are watching CIO TV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Infomedia.
Okay, welcome to the show, Piyush. So tell us what your experience as GITEX has been. Why are you here at GITEX?
Well, this is the largest tech show in the region, and now they're competing to be the largest tech show in the world. So, as a technology leader, I would always love to come to these kind of shows with two objectives in mind. One objective being it is good to learn about the new technologies, and particularly the world is stormed by digital. And I believe that the next 10 to 15 years, AI, generative AI, and those kind of trends will take the world by storm. So it is for us to come here and experience some of the things from all the vendors, and what other place to come and connect and network with a lot of our old friends in the technology domain space as well.
So you mentioned AI and Gen AI. Like, what did you see about Gen AI? What kind of things are happening here, or what do you think your perspectives are in terms of how Gen AI is going to unfold in the retail sector?
Well, we are in the space of customer experience,
Customer
right?
experience.
And so we believe that Gen AI will play a very important role in understanding customer behavior, in terms of engagement with the customer, in terms of driving long duration personalization impacts with the customer. So I feel that it's a very promising technology in which we can actually enhance and redefine the whole customer experience for all the various formats of retail which are there, be it grocery retail, be it fashion retail, or even e-commerce. So I'm very excited. There is a kind of a large number of players which are coming and exhibiting things around AI here. And I believe that we are just starting the journey as an industry, and we have a long way to go. But I'm very excited that there is a lot of potential in that.
So, are you, as a user of technology, experimenting with AI or Gen AI kind of technology?
We have started. It requires defining the right use cases. It requires creating the right data sets in the company. It requires a few things from a base building, and we're working on those, and then we are trying to do some POCs around it. So I would not say that we have done a lot in terms of rolling it out. And as I said, it's still in nascent stage, and I believe that there is a long way that we can take it forward with.
So, from your experience, what are the essential building blocks of having a good AI outcome, or for that matter, what do you think are the critical differentiators in having in being able to leverage Gen AI effectively? I mean, there are two different questions.
Yeah, sure. And I think that is where a lot of organizations are struggling. They just start with the end user interface. Yeah. But for that end user interface to work effectively, to me, Gen AI is not limited to ChatGPT. Yeah, people sometimes synonymously use ChatGPT and Gen AI. Gen AI is much larger domain as
Yeah,
such.
it can do a lot of impact at the back end operations as well. Maybe
That's correct, and so there is a whole new era of artificial intelligence, which is kind of abstracting the human mind and the human behavior, and to me that opens a huge opportunity of defining the ways of understanding retail, the defining the ways of understanding the customer. So it will impact not only the customer experience, but it will impact even the operational excellence, yeah, within the enterprise. So a lot of marketing content can be generated through generative AI technologies. A lot of large sets of data can be processed using be it replenishment algorithms and things like that. So there is huge opportunities that we see which can be used with the Gen AI as a concept.
see, customer experience is what the ultimate goal is, but like we said, a lot of other things need to fall in place. So, in your experience in the retail sector, what aspect of operational challenge, in terms of technology, companies are facing with in the retail sector? Is it the supply chain, or is it the management, or is it the inventory thing?
Well, the
What do you
entire
think is
entire model of retail is being relooked at,
yes,
and with the advancement of newer things which are coming in,
yes,
the way you plan, the way you buy stuff, the way you drive your decisions is totally going to change.
yes,
Earlier, people used to work on Excel sheets, yeah. which people still do. It's a fantastic tool, but those kind of things need to be upgraded to the machine. So the ability of machines to churn all that data, understand human behavior, and then replicate that within their models is what they want to look at.
So that's it brings us to a very interesting aspect of the the blending of the physical and virtual. So tell us about your experiences there. I mean, you are a hands-on person. What kind of changes are you seeing, or how should the business model adapt to a phygital environment?
And as you would have seen, there was a big boom of digital retail or e-commerce in the past few years because of COVID, and that has totally flattened out. This year, we are seeing either decline or flattening out of e-commerce. And why there is a limited potential of that is it cannot run just as a different channel. It has to be integrated with the physical channel, yeah, which is what it leads to in terms of building a phygital model, or in past it was called as omni-channel model, yeah. So true integration between physical and online needs to happen. It's not two different channels, but kind of a union of both the channels interlinked very closely into each other, so that you are able to develop and manage that. So I believe that that also is something that will take off and boom in the next few years. All the e-commerce players are now opening up physical stores across the world, because they believe that physical is where the real play is. People want to move around, people want to go and shop, and that trend is not going to die anytime soon.
Yes, yeah. That's actually an interesting and a heartwarming, change that we see, because everything was moving virtual, and now seeing people actually that touch and feel. So you feel okay that human emotions still rule. So that's a very important thing. But when you are shifting, or as a business you are moving into digital, and the digital is moving into phygital, what sort of operational challenges companies are grappling with?
So it is a change management in
In terms
itself.
of inventory
Yeah,
management, in terms of
it's a
planning.
complete change management of the processes. It's a complete ways of working, new ways of working, because the online trends are very different from the physical trends. So how do you merge together? The online buying behavior and the offline buying behavior are very different. So how do you merge all those things? So these changes are happening as I see and I speak to a lot of retailers worldwide, and what they are saying is it's no longer the online team and the offline team. I think they are trying to merge the same teams together. So they are trying to do the planning together. They are trying to do inventory in one place. Earlier there was a different channel for online inventory and physical inventory. So I think those mergers are happening, and this will absolutely continue in the future to create a true omni-channel. We have been just talking about at a superficial omni-channel. Now this becomes a true omni-channel experience.
Actually, there'll be a lot of blending of skills, physical, technical, digital. So I think no longer can teams work as in silos. Just as in IT we have DevOps, SecOps, and DevSecOps. So I think even in the operation space, digital, IT, and people will require. I think it's going to become, like a lot of companies talk that IT is the business, but then I guess even business has to start embracing it to truly be able to understand what the end result is going to be.
Yeah, that's correct. And I think people have to embrace two things. One is digital within
Yes.
every aspect of their planning and activities, and the second is use of data. So data driven decision making is going to be very crucial. The new skill in today's world is going to be to play with data, play with algorithms, and what I've been coining this term for a long time, what I call as generative retail. Yeah, yeah, in which there are machines which will do a lot of decision making for retailers, and that is a concept of generating retail that I believe will span out in the next 1 or 2 years and kind of prevail for the next 10 years.
So, like, is it possible to be monitoring these generative models?
It is still working in silos. So, for example, there are replenishment models, there are customer churn models, there are customer buying behavior models, and so they are not speaking to each other still. Yeah, what is happening is now there is a customer is a customer, right? He does not think about inventory, he does not think about choices, he does not think about delivery separately, while enterprise is taking those decisions separately. So what I believe is that how can we link everything towards a good customer experience is where the whole journey is, and that is the transformation which is happening, and we are leading it in the kingdom. And I speak to a lot of retailers. A lot of retailers are trying to invest their time and effort into building this integrated view of the customer so that they are able to serve the customer as one customer.
But what about model drift? I mean, we're talking about it's a very idealistic thing, everything merging and taking decisions. But what if, the model is drifting apart and, how do you bring it back? And what happens because you're talking about real-time decision making? So by the time you actually realize something has happened, a lot of things would have business consequences.
Correct. And I think there was a handicap because enterprises don't have good data. The data is siloed, and so your decision making is siloed. All enterprises need to build a modern integrated data platform, yeah, which integrates all the data, either the customer view of the data, the supply chain view of the data, the inventory view of the data. All that data needs to be all pulled together and brought into a very, very unified model. And once you do that, then only that gen retail can come into play. With siloed data, you will never be able to create what I'm talking about.
So thank you very much. It's been very interesting talking with you and getting to know how things are actually playing out in the field. So best wishes for the next steps in your transformation journey, and thank you. Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.